Hey, welcome everybody to Battle Pirates Crib. Today we're going to talk about the raid, and hope everybody's doing okay. And from top to bottom, it's Kenny,
Hello, hello.
Lady Cat,
Hello, hello, hello.
and Magic Mike.
Hello times four.
There we go. And Two Doors.
Hello times 3 factorial minus 1.
There we go. Well, let's get started. Yep, no bug fixes. Everything is hunky dory, as we all expected. So, but there was a little issue that popped up yesterday. So let's click and talk about that. All right. Originally, the Gatekeeper, which is our first Tier 9 Defender, was originally scheduled to be a prize that we could earn in this month's raid due to a number of factors. It didn't have enough quality at this point in time, so they are quickly adding quality to the Gatekeeper at this moment. So I guess it didn't work as well as everybody hoped it would. And it's going to be released in Bounty. And then after that, it's going to be released in Pillage and the following month's raid. I know we've made this point several times in the show that there's a large part of the player base that doesn't really want to participate in PvP that much. But because of the makeup of the game, Brian's one of those people. But because of the makeup of the game, they're forced to. So I always thought a great trade-off was release the base defense technology, including defenders, turrets, and whatnot, in PvE events first, and then release them wherever you want afterwards. Because things, if your base gets hit during the raid or especially during some TLCs that we've seen recently, but if you lose your dock, you lose your launch pad, you can't really do anything. So there is a certain amount of PvP that everybody, even if they don't want to participate, have to participate in it. So and there's been many swings in this game as far as the defenders having the advantage, the attackers having the advantage. And it seems for quite some period of time that the attacker has a distinct advantage with the release of all of these Tier 9 Conquer Halls without the balance associated with the Tier 9 Defender Hall. So,
Or turrets that work.
Yeah, or the turrets that seem to stop them in any ways. And it seems for so long that the turrets, they're part of the solution, but it's generally your guard fleet that is the deciding factor. So hopefully they'll get this worked out. It's just unfortunate. I guess it'd be great if they could have everything designed, QA, player tested, whatever they do, maybe a month ahead, 2 months ahead, not a couple of days ahead. But this is where we're at. So, thoughts, anybody?
Well,
Really wonder what the issue was.
What?
I really would love to have known what the issue was. I don't imagine it was quality.
It probably just wasn't working like the way they expected it to. I mean, it's supposed to fix buildings, which is a new mechanic that a defender is fixing your. I can't think of anything where your building is being fixed by a ship. So it's a tricky thing all by itself. Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that they're waiting to release it till it's right. I really do appreciate that, rather than release it and it be horrible, and then they have to fix it. That part I appreciate, and I have lots of patience and understanding for that. It's the fact that it's coming out of Bounty that I have the issue. I know lots of players don't play Bounty for lots of different reasons,
Hmm.
still want to try to defend their base. You know, a lot of us get hit every 36 hours, every 2 days, or we're getting flat. Bounty, you get flat every 4 hours. And not only is your launch pad going to be down for 12 hours, so that means you can't use it for TLCs, it means you're going to lose all your resources eventually. It's just not fun for a PvE player, just like PvE isn't fun for a PvP player. So it helped balance the two groups of players when half of it came out in PvE and half of it came out in Bounty.
Yeah.
And they took that away. And that's where I think people are having an issue. That's where my issue is. Even though I play Bounty, it's still a pain. I don't like it. And I do it because I feel like I have to. Nobody wants to feel like they have to participate in every aspect of this game.
So do you think this is a new precedent, though? Because when you think about it, if they couldn't get it done on time for this, they'd have to wait another month. Maybe that was just their compromise, or do you think it's a new one?
Well, there's some other things we'll talk about. Like, is this not thinking things through? Because especially my issue is going to come up with what's getting released in the FM. Is this a dick move, or did they not think it through? So we'll get as far as what's going to happen in the FM. And there's one or two details that are missing at this point as far as what's going to happen in the FM. But as far as I'm going to answer a few questions. Anyone having issues getting base power to match builds of all the new HT weapons? Personally, I am not. I have seen people complain about it, and I'm not sure what's going on with people's builds. I mean, I'm getting close, but I haven't reached it. But I've seen a lot of people on Discord complain about it. Is anybody else having these sort of issues?
I'm not having the issues, but I am seeing some people, complain about it. And there is that one solar panel armor you can put on there, which does alleviate some of the concerns.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe because I'm still using things like the glacial and whatnot that don't suck down that much power. So I don't know. They could be just part of the design. And is it intentional? I don't know at this point. So
I think in general it is intentional. I don't have power problems because I'm bad, and I don't have all the neat stuff in there. But you shouldn't really ever need to have like max everything. Some of the older turrets that have less power on them are still useful. You just mentioned the glacial. I still have elite CMs, but again, I'm bad. Maybe that's not, the meta anymore. But I've still got some. I've got my anti-rocketeer turret, and things like that can certainly help lessen the power. Maybe some people will have to take a look at their individual turrets and see if they can use a lower powered special. We're getting more HT transformers, and yes, that's true. But you should still have to pick and choose exactly how you want your base set up. And there's a number of systems to do that. There are defender ships, but that's been a little for a while. But there's your faction choice. There's your portals and what you put on those. You should be able to find a way to cut a little bit of power, and it's going to be looking back through your playbacks, assuming you can and assuming that works well, because but if you can see what works well and what doesn't, you'll be able to learn from the hits that you lost or won and tune your base power better so you don't run into that issue but still have a competent base defense.
Kix has always wanted us to have the ability to make choices, they have a give and take sort of process going on where they give you some area but take away from something else, so that you're forced to make choices. So I don't know if that's part of their strategy here. Typically, with
choice.
every upgrade on what turrets you use, how you're going to distribute the power load, that's a choice. So you might have to lose something to gain something. And then Kix likes to do that to you. So,
Choices in a strategy game?
Yeah.
No.
But typically, don't we get a power increase when we get an OP upgrade?
Well, we still haven't got the. Are we going to get new turrets?
I don't know.
I still think things are
Kind of.
yet to happen. So maybe this is going to be part of the next stage.
Okay. Yeah, it could be.
So,
But if everybody's complaining about it, if it becomes a problem, I guess they'll have to listen.
I wouldn't say have to, but
Well, hopefully they will.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. I'm getting the adding some things to the presentation. All right.
I was getting some LTOs earlier. There were some ones for pre-built Punishers, which actually look pretty similar to what we were all running. I was getting some for some gold. I was getting one to upgrade instantly to X1.
Okay. Yeah. Are you responding to Bulwif's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't check specifically what spreads were on the ones that they were offering me because I didn't want to buy them.
Yeah. Seems other people are getting them. Yeah. Hey, put a second fleet out there. Just kidding. But yeah. And Captain Locke, if it costs less to blitz the raid, then take that LTO. I haven't refreshed in a couple minutes. Been working on other things, so I haven't seen it. So I guess it's a full fleet at U3. Time is 1. I'm not sure exactly what the details are of that, but so let's move on to the next slide. Yep, the April stimulus package. Just to one more click. Just remember, this is going to happen through the rest of the month, and the repair tokens will not stack above. You max out at 24, and anything more than that goes away. So, Mike, I'm speaking to you. No reason to have, not to spend them when you get to 24.
Yes, sir. I will be using them in the raid.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's move on to the next one. The calendar. Right now we are in Retribution, and we got the strategy guide, which I didn't even bother putting any part into the briefing because it didn't really say anything. And I have not seen the PV Hall calendar come out, which is useful, at least in regards to planning out for 2 months as opposed to the regular CM diary. But that I have not seen that drop anywhere. Anybody else seen it? I don't see any announcements on Discord, so maybe that's going to happen later in the week. I don't know. Let's see who brought up the. Okay. Kelvin brought up putting the Cynic's hat on. Doesn't it drop after the PvP rules change? And that's talking about the Gatekeeper. And yes, it would seem that's the case because next week we have the potential changes to the PvP. It's to be confirmed. The PvP info post. And so yeah, and it wouldn't show up. The first time it would show up afterwards would be Bounty 31. And I don't think I missed it, but April 28th, 1 week, 2 weeks. Yeah, there should be a pillage in the April 28th. I did not see that in the diary. So maybe things are, because with the 3-week cycle, 1, 2, 3, something is off there. I'm assuming in the week of April 28th we will have Village.
What's a Spring Reckoning special event? So we're gonna have a extra event and then Village.
Well, with the 3-week cycle, that first week is April 14th, and then we're going to raid. So I think Pillage is supposed to be included there. So, okay.
Hope they don't do both at once.
Who knows? Some of the special events are, really don't take that much effort. And so we'll see what they are. Okay. If nothing else on that, let's move on to the next one. Retribution. Okay. And let's go on. All right. We have the 104, 106, and 905 targets are the new targets. I know Derpy's already gone through some. And I don't know. We can... you get 1,000,000 points for the 104 and 106 set. If you do the 905 and you've already completed a 104, 106, you'll get another 1.25 million. So, and I don't know. Any highlights, Derpy, on these? We can go through each individual one later.
Well, it's a lot better than last month.
Good.
And the something I didn't realize at first is that the A targets are actually newer A targets than last month. They switched around a little bit, but the Punisher targets are doable.
Okay.
Don't say that too loud.
Alrighty.
I mean, they're really hard.
Okay. Alrighty. Let's move on to the individual targets. This is the 104 that Derpy sent me. Thoughts on this one, Derp?
This is the one that you should be able to auto, similar to the 100 last raid. It went pretty well. I was able to get it 27 minutes with my fleet,
Okay.
and then I tried it with just my flagship, and I got 20 minutes damage with just my X1 flagship.
Okay.
So there's a little sneaky trick you might be able to use.
Was that an auto with your flag or driving?
That was auto.
Okay.
But
So it's a difference between 15 minutes of dock repair time, and 2 minutes, right?
yes.
Okay.
So it's
Was
still
that-
better to use 5 ships.
Was that auto on both accounts?
No, it was driving with the 5 ships.
Okay.
Good questions. But I like this one. It's simple enough to drive, and what I did is I went along the left side on the outside first, and that's what I did first instead of just charging right in. But it's a pretty nice target.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the 106. Oops. Yeah, you're going to need a refresh. I didn't get that till after the show started. And what does everybody think? Would it give
Ominous.
would it give the players too much of an advantage if Kixeye released screenshots like this of the targets prior to, with the briefing?
I think it should be part of the strategy guide.
Yeah.
I
think
would
it's-
agree it should be on a strategy guide.
Yeah.
But don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, get started.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. This is like the old target. Oh, this is like the old target. Oh, just keep moving. That was basically the strategy guide, right? Derpy?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yeah, a real strategy guide would have this. I agree. It's a good idea.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, this across. It just seems like because it would give some people something to look at beforehand, but not give away too much as far as the action of the
Yeah, they put it out the day before, so usually less than 24 hours before the raid begins. It's not like you have a lot of time to study it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there was, Calvin, there was a strategy guide, but it was labeled that. It just didn't really provide too much strategy. So let's move on to the 905. All right. Okay, you're entering at the bottom left.
You enter kind of in the bottom middle. You can go on the left or the right. This is a co-op one.
Okay. And how did you find this one?
It's a tricky one. It's difficult,
Okay.
especially doing it solo. And not quite sure what the best path is. You definitely need to keep moving. But I mean, I could have told you that by looking at the radioactive throwers in here.
Yeah.
The mine's tricky because you can sometimes trigger them, sometimes not. You don't know what buildings they move on, and they're not always intuitive. So it's going to take some practice to get this one figured out. I took 2.5 hours the first attempt, down to 1 hour 19 the second attempt. So it does get better, or maybe it's just a wide ranging. Like it's you might do really well, might do pretty bad. I liked it more than the 106.
We didn't. How did you do in the 106? I don't remember anybody asking.
I took 49 minutes damage, but I just didn't like driving that one.
Okay.
Actually, maybe I don't like this one more than the 106, but
Okay.
Okay. Does anybody want to hit any of these targets now or later after some more slides, or either way, or neither, not, whatever? Okay.
I can't know.
Okay. No volunteers, so we'll move on to the next slide. These are the prizes that they listed. The Zealot, which is the Tier 9 Assault Hall, which everybody should get building as soon as possible. The Twin Fang Feeder is limited, and the Full Focus Choke, which is which is unlimited or not limited. And then we have the unlimited or not limited. We're going to get at all these in more detail. There's some things that you should know that aren't included in the list in the briefing. All of the Tier 9 turrets are available. That includes the all the stuff that people haven't liked so far. The Decimator, which is the most recent one. There is the Absolver Scattergun, and the briefing shows a total of 10 claims. But if you go into the game, it actually has 20 claims, which is going to be a big points requirement. So just keep that in mind if you were working off the briefing, unless it's changed since then. But yeah, that's another 22 million ask as far as points go relative to that. And then so thoughts? And the Defender class build token, I think it's left over from the
well, you can redeem it so you can when the Zealot actually comes out, you can get it done, or the Gatekeeper comes out, you can get it done more quick.
What is the limit on those? Because I think I'm stuck. The limit's like only 2, right?
Oh, it says I'm at capacity already. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the limit's 2. So yeah, that's part of the issue. Because yeah, I'm at capacity as well. So yeah, that's I think it's a holdover for when the Gatekeeper was still here. So maybe they'd be nice and up the limit to 4 if that was part of the plan. So or include these in Peppage,
You know what? I wish they would put some Easter eggs in here. Sort of like chests, but Easter eggs that you could open and maybe find goodies in. It is Easter.
Judge Still, you need to listen to the first part of the show. I talked about that quite a bit.
There's my game is saying I can only redeem 10 Absolver Scatterguns.
Oh, they changed it in the game. Okay. Put one more
Yeah,
click on if I can't remember if I took a screenshot of that or not. I know I put the screenshot up on Discord. Because I did get a so maybe it was one of the weird incidences where the game was wrong and the briefing was right. Okay. I knew I know I put the screenshot of what I was seeing in the game up, and it was 20. So
They must have fixed it.
Fixed it the wrong direction.
no, because I think it's too much of a points ask at 20, because they're going to make another. Let me see. Right now we have there's six weapons in each one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
So we need to get we need to get
there's
30 total, right? So we're going to have 10 we got in last pillage, 10 here, and 10 in the next pillage.
yeah, that's what I would say. But there's 8 weapons on the more countermeasure options.
Yeah, we have
So
two.
we'll need maybe 30, maybe 35, possible maximum of 40. But 30,
when I messed around with my build, full build, completely armored up and everything,
You got a little charge, didn't you?
little heavy.
Yeah.
I need at least 1 CM.
Okay.
So 35 and twin fang feeder. I do not like the fact that specials like that are limited, considering that just below it is that it's 2.25 x 22. That's 45, and even if it's only times 10, okay, 22 and a half. That's like almost double the rest of the stuff if you're just looking at the first few spots. So that, like, that's enough. That's enough. Just let us be.
Okay. All right. And there you can get more HT transformers. It's unlimited. I think it's up to 12 at this point. So we'll see how that works. All right. I guess we should move on to the next one. All right. The Zealot. 4 days, 15 hours, which is pretty standard right now for the blank call.
What's their fixation on insects?
What'd you say?
Well,
They got a fixation on insects lately.
Oh, because it sort of looks like a scorpion?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
well, actually,
it still doesn't look like it would go through the water, but yeah.
so this is the Zealot. There's the Absolver scatter gun and the full choke force whatever. Like, do they have something they want to tell us? Have they been naughty?
There's like a cult thing going on here with the Zealot that wants to sting itself, and there's some things that are
Anything's better than a silverfish. I mean, a silverfish was the lowest insect they could have gone for. At least it looks like a scorpion.
Zealot's not the name of any insect, is it?
No, I'm just thinking it looks like a scorpion, like you said.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're getting really robot-y there, Lady Cat. Okay, this is compared to the replacement for the Pegasus. It's going to be much faster with the engine that's coming out and the stacking bonus. We're going to get over 100 combat speed, as opposed to the Pegasus was, I think, about 68, depending on your CICs and whatnot.
So they heard you complaining about how slow the Pegasus was, and they listened to you.
Or they just listened to nobody was doing those TLCs because they thought they were awful. Uh-oh, we lost Lady Cat.
Oh, press F.
Mike, are you up there in case I'm going to send you the link to the slides?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm doing things backstage.
So while that goes on, I can talk about the interesting stats. The two interesting stats that I found were the range penalty, uh, both to corrosive and penetrative. I'm counting that as one for this purpose. The second stat I found, I think we'll get to it in a minute, even the slide isn't this far, but the range on the aura that buffs your survival isn't 40 anymore, it's 16. So the style that we have gotten accustomed to, at least last raid, where you put your tank out enough in front to absorb all the splash, basically, because they don't have a splash that big, well, you can't really do that anymore.
Yeah, and it is interesting at U2, everybody is getting a plus 20 evade bonus. So maybe you're supposed to be driving stack because you're faster, and they're adding, at least at U2, they're giving everybody an additional 20% evade.
Oh, the upgrades are trash. I'm
Well,
not.
and there's no defense of, unless I somehow, there's no defensive capabilities for this all.
U3 is a good upgrade. The first two upgrades, I'm not like. I get that U1 is quick and cheap, and so something like projectile speed, okay. But U2 just I don't understand.
Okay, but back when,
Ooh,
Mike.
yeah.
Back when. There we go. And back one more. Okay, but isn't it odd that there's no defense? I can't remember the last time.
Oh,
that does seem odd.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, you're right.
I'm guessing there's, I don't know, X1 CIC or the flag. I mean, there's something odd here that we don't have a defense anywhere, which is pretty much unprecedented since like the early days.
That's what are they expecting us to get it up from their specials and everything? I mean, everything's tier locked, so it's not like we can build this differently.
But it's not even like it's not even on the thing. Like one of the specials that came with the Pun 2s was 6400 radio survival and everything else that went with it. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, I don't really know what it means. I'm going to look in, because I took this information from the briefing. I'm going to double check and.
In my game, I think it's showing up as the same thing.
Okay.
As no defense.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no defense on there in the shipyard.
Okay. So odd. Like I said, I have not. My user ID is less than 3,000, and I remember ships that had this, but I have not seen anything since those days that didn't have a defense. So hopefully it's not an oversight. This thing does a lot of damage, though, and we'll get into that in a minute. But it does a huge amount of damage, and yeah. But I so hope that we're going to get a strategy guide coming out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, some point soon, a strategy guide on how to build this thing. Because if you start to build with it, it does a ton of damage, but defensively, it's not there. So could be a very interesting haul or a very disturbing haul.
We pretty much know 3 of the specials, almost 100% certainty, the new ones that we put on.
Yeah.
Okay, time to dive in game and look at that versus the last ship. I think I need to remember the Pegasus armor points because I did the math with Dragoons versus Pun 2s, and because of the survival numbers that you got from all that stuff, at least until the flag, came into existence. Between that and the ability to shoot down the UAVs and the targets, the Dragoons were a lot better at dealing with most of the stuff than the Pun-2s. But with enough stalling, we can figure this out. I mean, 200 million's great and all, and you are getting 12,800 total from 4, which is effectively doubling your armor. But I don't know. Just doesn't seem right.
Yeah. I mean, the only survival bonuses come with the stacking aura bonuses that you mentioned is a range of 16. So it does appear that you're intended to drive these stacked. So,
which I think I like.
yeah, because it would be weird if you tried to drive them unstacked, because they're going to stack again, right? Because of the combat speed bonus.
Oh, so that's why that's in there.
Because when they stack again, if you have 4 of them and then 1 in the front, and it's 8% faster, so it's going to catch up. So
Yeah.
So the older ships have armor value.
Range.
The War Pegasus, fully upgraded and kitted out and everything, that's 8.6 million armor points. So yeah, whoever said the 200 million armor thing, you are correct. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, it's a weird one. All right. And only has 2 countermeasure slots in the front. And the big question is it going to be sprints, MSDS3, multiform? What's going to perform best? Because multiform is a multi-shot. So, yeah.
Missile Defense System 3 is another option.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's MD. Did I add an extra S in there? MDS3. Yeah, but that's not. Yeah, I mean, we got 3 options there. So, I guess we'll figure out, and hopefully we'll figure out during the VXP weekend which is most effective. Maybe we won't, but let's move on to the next slide. All right, these are the upgrade levels. Projectile speed being a big thing. It appears, otherwise these are crap. As Brian said, one back, Mike. There we go. Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it move.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting. These appear to be relatively minimal based on what we've seen recently as far as upgrades. Is everybody, without seeing the targets or anything or the interaction, doesn't it seem that way to everybody else? Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Maybe the U3 is pretty important. I don't quite remember how the multi-shot math stuff works out.
Well,
hi. How can I help you?
Oh, yeah,
I'll Google it later, Brian.
In a minute once we get to the weapon. So let's go to the weapon. Okay. All right. This is the non-limited scattergun, the Pentant. The Absolver is also available in the raid. They both have a build time of 12 hours, 11 minutes for me, which is a little bit longer than what we've been seeing. I don't know how they're doing the math as far as figuring out build times, and I haven't pulled them all together to figure out if there's an overall increase, because we have less weapon slots, less armor slots, same amount of special slots. So maybe it's even, but it doesn't. It sort of feels like it's peaking up. And Kelvin brings up a good point. Could you go back to okay? Yeah, you see that it has a sonar range of 64. Okay, and then click forward one more time, and you see that this has a submerged damage stat of half. So yeah, are there subs? I don't know. It could be.
That's mods from the stats on there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking underwater mines of some fashion.
Please no.
Well, I mean, you're right, but also, it's
Okay. Well, yeah, it could be. We'll wait to see. But the multi-shot of 8 built into both of these scatter guns. What do we have? We have on the Punishers, it's 6. Anybody have Punishers in front of them?
Give me 1 second. Punisher, one of my back 4 ships. Clicking on it.
Well, the weapon itself. What is the weapons?
Weapon has 6 multi-shot built in. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's something worth noting, that the addition of multi-shot, the more original multi-shot, the less impact that additional multi-shots are going to have. The way multi-shot work is multi-shot just comes all at once. It's not like salvo with the 0.2 difference. They all come out at the same time, and they basically split the damage. Okay, prior to any special. Okay, with the original weapon, no specials. They split the damage from that original number. But once you start adding specials on that add multi-shot, they carry over that same division of damage. So if you add 2 or 3 multi-shot, you're taking, like in this instance, 37K, or both these numbers are hard to, or 45,360 divided by 8. Add in all your specials that add more damage for corrosive, or all that gets taken care of. Then you take then if you add then you divide it all by the multi-shot. Then if you add multi-shot, they're all doing that additional amount of damage. I should have done a slide on this to,
but
people
I
had
think
questions.
I'm remember how it works.
the simple way that I have it is, what is my multi-shot before? And then what is my multi-shot after all my bonuses? Let's say I have +4. There's 8. I have 4 more. So I imagine it like I'm multiplying my damage times a fraction, and on top of the fraction is after the bonuses, and on the bottom is before. So times 12 over 8. So times 1.5 is what it ends up becoming.
There we go. Thank you.
So, times 1.5 for the launchers that we had.
For multi-shot?
I guess all I'm saying is the larger the original multi-shot, the less impact that multi-shot bonuses are going to have, because it's still a portion of the original damage. Like I said, I should have done a slide. Maybe on Friday I'll do some sort of slide to really explain multi-shot if people are having issues with it at all. But I just because it's sort of tricky to really explain, because people are used to salvos, which is different. So
can I speak to the time real quick?
Sure.
Build time. So this has 12 hours of build time, and I just ducked in and looked at Puntus, and their weapon had a little over 8 hours worth of build time.
Which weapon?
The loaded one, the U.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a whole difference, because the number of weapons you could put on a ship. So I understand that. I would compare it more to the Turkey scattergun that you saw on the Saturn, with the same number of weapon slots.
It's 8 and 8. What's the difference? Everything is 8. The Pun 2 is 8. This is 8, right?
Well, this one's the Pun 2 is. This is a 6 and 2. The Pun
Okay, technically, yeah, I see what you're saying. Technically, you're not going to have the exact same time across all of them. Yeah. You'll have to build at least a counter. So, okay, let's call a counter 8 hours. So we're going to have 7x 4 hours increase from. minus 3 fit penalties. I don't care about that right now. We're going to have 7x4, so 28 hours increase here.
Mhm.
And the armors were about 12 hours with no refit bonus. So that's 24. So I think these are going to take just a little bit longer overall, assuming the time on everything else shakes out just right, but it's not going to be by too much, I don't think. The issue that I have is, even if we're only going to need 35 of those new special weapons, how much of the build are we going to get done by the raid? We might be almost done or completely done, but it's not very likely, I think, that people are going to have all of their limited scatters. So they might put some non-limited ons if they have the time, but they're going to have to refit those back. Yes, it's the same with maybe 1 or 2 specials, but that's
You're going to have 30 by the end of this raid if you claim them all, and by pillage you're going to have 40.
fuck that.
You'd only have 20 by the end of this raid.
Oh, okay.
30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause they changed the numbers in the game. Okay, I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Can we not?
Well, I'm assuming there's going to be a TLC that's going to drop not next week, but the following week that's going to give you another 10. I'm just following the patterns there.
I mean, you're right. I'm not happy about it, but you're right. At least I can not give a heck and upgrade probably only the flag, because one hopes it's going to have better upgrades than. No, they have the same upgrades. Dang it! No. I'm trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but basically the difference between these two, take the non-limited, multiply it by 1.2. You got the limited, so you have a 20% increase in damage from the limited. So let's move on. All right, now we got a limited special, the Twin Fan Feeder. So
Hey,
I like that.
I hate it.
I compared it to the Scatter System 2. We see in the first slide, it weighs a little bit more. The multi-shot, because, well, it depends if you count it as 6 or 8. If you count it as 8, you're going to get a 12% increase in damage. If you count it as 6, anybody know off the top of your head? 1 second.
6 up to 9 is a 50% boost, but really, when you're looking at it, it should just be a 12%, because that's what you're comparing it against.
Yeah, 16% increase if you consider it 6 weapons. So it's 16 versus 20. So, and then you compare the corrosive damage, almost doubling from 45 to 88 relative to Scatter System 2.
I mocked those up, and just changing that one special out for Scatter System 2, you lose like 400 to 500% corrosive damage on a full build, and that's really important.
Yeah. It's important to get Brian's saying it's important to get the Twin Fang Feeder. So even the additional multi-shot, the multi-shot does not lead to anything like shockwaves or damage over time or things we've seen in the past. So unless the bonus combat speed is a big thing, it's a no-brainer to go for the TFF.
I hate that this is limited so much. I just hate it. And I swear the only reason this is limited is because the Scatter System 2 was, and they're just looking at the notes from the last tier and going off of that. This doesn't have, you don't need this. Your limited special is the engine that's in the FM. Your limited thing is the weapon that you've doled 10 over for 22.5 million points. We don't need this on top of that.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, I agree. We got the full focus joke. I compared it to the narrowed firing aperture with twice the build time. Is it that much better with I don't know if you're having problems with build time or weight. Well, I guess because the corrosive damage is multiplicative, that 11% difference is pretty big.
It's a lot lighter. I'm wondering, and if I load up
an extra weapon on.
Yeah, if I load up my ship designer here, Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll report back.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next one. All right, this is the one that upsets me. Okay, this is coming out in the FM. It's not the 20 hours, 27 minutes, which is long for a special. The issue is how many. Okay, we have the raid, and then we have VXP weekend. And VXP weekend, we start to learn how the target works. I don't know what the limit is. If the limit of these is 4 or 5 in the FM, but basically you need to, the way I see this, before VXP weekend is over, you either need to do your VXP weekend without an engine or earn enough points to get all of these and equip them in order to do VXP weekend to get a good idea what is going on with this target and how you're going to deal with it. Does it make sense? So if you're going to try and and if we only get two available per, the limit's 2. I don't know. I really wish that this was released as part of the raid, and maybe the one of the other specials was left as part of the FM, because the engine is important, right? Because otherwise you're just blah, 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 just sort of floating around and don't really have a good idea what the target's like unless you put an engine on it.
I get where you're coming from there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So answer found. You can fit an extra weapon, having all 8 scatters, if you have scatter system 2 and narrowed firing aperture and the rest of the build that I have, which is high volatility cartridges and countermeasure Lotus 4 and the new stuff and corrosive battery, duh.
I'm not corrosive battery is particularly needed.
I mean, you're not wrong. That's 30% more corrosive damage. Oh, right. I need to check. Oh, you lose 1,000% corrosive damage when compared. Oof, that's rough. So not ideal, but if you somehow have scatter system 2s from whenever that existed, it won't quite make up for it, but maybe you can get there.
Okay, yeah, I guess I do need corrosive battery on there. And then the one option I was seeing, instead of countermeasure loaders 4, if you wanted to increase your survival, you could go with Gala. It's a fairly small effect, but that's an option. But we can't get too far into the builds until we see the VXP targets and hope that they're reflective of what the raid will be. And you're not going to have an experience driving around in them if you can't drive very fast without having the engine built on, which is what Hefe's point there is.
How fast can you go with an engine 1? Let's find out. 37% combat. Oh, accuracy penalty. Oh, that doesn't matter.
Reaver Scout engine?
No, just engine upgrade 1. That's like 15 minutes to build. You're taking it off anyway. You don't care. You just throw that crap on there. If you've got a few more hours, you could get engine upgrade 2. Someone else say something. This is bad. We've gone through the research tech.
We have. Okay.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not sure we ever got an answer to what they were going to do about making sure that the targets that we see are in the that we see the eventual raid targets before the raid. Because what happened this cycle is we saw the Punisher target in the VXP weekend, built our ships one way, and got everything changed around on us with no to little communication. We're hoping that we get maybe a raid strategy guide earlier, although that's very unlikely. Maybe a bonus VXP weekend, a week before the raid, 2 weeks before the raid. Special seeing the raid targets as some sort of special event, so we can try our fleets out. Or hoping that the targets that appear in VXP weekend are actually reflective of the raid targets. And otherwise, we're sort of going in blind. Am I missing something there, or do I got it?
I mean, it's a little weird because even still, even if they are, we're facing them with massively underpowered fleets. And I remember the last assault cycle VXP, we killed 2 turrets and left with our pinky little missiles that shot out. So, like, I mean, it's useful for a small percentage of player base to go hard and then coin everything and then educate a larger percentage of the player base. But at the same time, I don't really know. I don't think that's going to change. I think we're just going to get what they throw out, and people are going to experience very little of it.
But if we go back, we got like 4 ships to build by VXP at about 5 to 7 days each.
About 5 days each. I've got 2 of mine done already, so I'm winning.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Great.
All right, fine then.
I think Derpy has to put up like a little meme, showing the 2 of them built, and I don't know what picture you're gonna, I'm winning.
Did you
just call it? Wait, Brian, did you hear that too? He called
Yeah.
it a meme?
Why am I pointing at the screen right now? Yeah, did
meme. Okay, whatever. I'm sorry.
Okay, boomer.
I've been watching too many. I've been watching too many of the daily broadcasts. So
are they pronouncing it meme too? Oh,
no, but the Scourge has like 3 or 4 G's in it. So that's
yeah.
it's something else.
It's the Scourge.
I was trying to work on an impression of it, but I haven't got the Scourge. I can't even get it down. But Ligo's asking her. Kick size since I think 3.16, everybody's been working it remotely, so that could be causing some of these issues.
Well, the V42.
Either that, or they're afraid of the St. Patrick's Day party.
Well,
I remember one CM got. There was a St. Patrick's Day. It was either St. Patrick's Day or Christmas, and then that CM was not around anymore. In the after show, I could say who this is, but after there was an office party, and that CM was no longer around anymore. So
the V42, which this is in direct comparison to, that only got released in the first pillage. That wasn't with its first raid either. Now in particular, we don't have a good analog for this. Like, we have the sync drives, but this is just vastly better than all of our other options, as opposed to a Scorcher engine, which was a reasonable comparison. There was a give and take. This is just way better. I don't think it's the case that they delayed this. I'm thinking this is part of their plan where they release things later on that we would have to then refit over to. Just for us to use more time, because the upgrades are garbage.
So
before Derpy City had 2 done already, it was sounding to me like a pretty long push to get there in time. Maybe not.
Well, hey, Derpy pays attention to storing up all your.
I got them all.
Your FM tokens, so yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's like they had to get rid of some so I could get some, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was just, it really depends on what the limit is of this engine in the FM. If you want to bust your ass for the first couple of days in the FM, get these equipped. I haven't spent the time to figure out, what can make up, like 3 or 5 hours in order to get it close to a token's worth.
Yeah, I guess it's doable if you got the equipment.
Yeah, is that what you told her?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
The good news is there's only 4 armor slots on these. So if you went super crazy like I did and got all of your armors for M and CO for all of the weeks,
Yep.
you're set, and you can just focus on this.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to, Calvin's, it's got a base speed of 48, so it should move okay. 48 doesn't. It's,
I don't know about that.
So,
yeah.
I'm still
48.
going with I'm going with engine 1. I'm assuming that I won't be able to get these and put them all on. So engine 1, let's go.
I mean,
Yeah.
at least they're telling us they're releasing it.
Yes. Which I agree is a good thing. It lets us get ahead of the curve. Personally, I used to wait until, because they changed some dates of when they would release information briefings. I would always wait before I used a lot of tokens. I would wait until, or even claim prizes, waiting for the FM briefing to come out. So yeah, the people that want to get, 2 ships built in the first hour of the raid, those people might have been helped out by this.
yeah.
I'm just kidding, Derpy. But no, it's great that they gave the information ahead of time. But I would have rather had I would have rather had the Twin Fang feeder be an FM special, and this become a raid special. The engine being a raid special and the Twin Fang feeder, does that make sense? Because the engine, just as far as getting everything together, is much more important than adding additional damage. Well, Lady Cat showed up to hit some targets.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Unless Derpy wants to do it. You're signed up.
Okay.
Is that why you lost internet?
No, but I'm not going to make any promises that it'll stay up.
Well,
I can promise you once. Yeah, never mind.
TSM, do you want to hit some targets?
TSM did a stream too, so he already has.
Yeah. If you want to hit some targets so people can see them, I'll send you the link. Otherwise, we're gonna have Lady Cat do it, and she doesn't sound confident about this at all.
No, I'll try. I mean, what the hell? But if I lose internet and my fleet dies, then tomorrow is another day.
You can send Hefe your repair bill.
Yeah, I'll send Hefe my repair bill.
So
I'm bringing my game up now. If no one else is going to do it.
Well, I'm going to try and I'll reach out to TSM and see if he wants to.
Oh, he just did a live stream. He's not going to want to any more than Derpy does.
Yeah. No. TSM said okay.
Oh, he will? Oh, thank you, TSM.
Well, or I don't know. Maybe you thought it would be more interesting to have you do it, but I don't know.
I can. I can't. I don't know what's going on with my internet. I have a call in, but it came back up. So
Okay. Let's see. I will send him a link because it doesn't start here for another hour. And whenever I live stream any of this stuff, it basically crashes everything on my computer because at least when I'm hosting the show.
Are there more slides?
I don't think so. Let me check. No, this is the last.
Okay.
This is the last slide.
You wanna, that one won't take me off present. I can watch on. I can watch then.
Okay. So
I don't want to take off take these down until I'm off present because I don't know what might show up.
well,
Is that bad?
No,
I don't know.
it's not that bad, but I might have my financial log Excel sheet on there, and I don't want to see that I have
ladies,
$1.50 in the bank.
LP. I don't know what leaderboard and pillage.
Leaderboard?
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. All right. Remove. And
Well, I'm
Hey, Tuesday.
pretty,
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi,
Pretty
TSM.
good.
oh, just dandy.
Thank you for coming to my rescue.
Let me just log in the game a second. Hang on.
we have some
How
leaderboard
is everybody
players up
alright?
to 100 million.
That doesn't surprise me. Hey Brian, how you doing? Hi Dopey.
Things are so
TSM.
weird. I have to work from home. I shelf books. I can't do that. It's so confusing.
Don't mention the C word.
The C word.
Yeah.
Coin.
CD19.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, well, some of us are essential and have to work, so.
Yeah.
But I get a paycheck, so I'm grateful.
Well, it could be a lot worse, couldn't it? Yeah. You could be not getting a paycheck like my son at the moment, so
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Or you could be the prime minister in ICU.
Yeah, he's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, so big proponent of the herd mentality.
Yeah. That worked well.
Yeah, like, oh well, I guess I was the weak part of the herd, so we'll work on that.
Bless
So,
him. Bless him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe next week we'll see him in yoga classes, doing a little cycling or whatnot. Just to improve his general health and well-being. So
You're vindictive, nasty man.
yes. Okay. Maybe I am.
Right. Okay. Let me just find an evade crew because I think they help a bit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right. So first we're going to hit is like the 104.
Yeah, we'll go up, shall we?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, we'll go. I mean, everything else is normal, isn't it, apart from that? So, like I said, I've done a couple of sets already. So I've got a couple of ships building. I built one.
Well, how many do you have done? Because
I'm on the
you only
second
have
one
one
now.
done.
Oh yeah.
I'm winning then still.
Yeah. You got to have two already built to be winning. You
Oh,
can't
really?
you can't see the air quotes I'm putting up, but yeah, we already decided earlier.
Hang on a minute. Have you
ships
seen how many
already
coin
built.
I've got?
two ships already built, winning. Yes.
Look, man, I've got 3,000 coin. I can just build them all if I want to. I don't care.
Yeah. 3 ships built might be the new winning, right?
No, I'm just going slow. I'm not in a rush.
Okay.
Right,
Okay.
distracting me.
I'm just having fun with the whole thing.
Got plenty of time. Can't go anywhere. So,
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Right, so I did in the stream. I did first target with them all stacked. First one, the 104, was an hour stacked, and then the second one, which is the 106, I think it was like an hour and 35 or something like that. And then I unstacked them and obviously led with the flag. and it was considerably better.
Did you ever convert your build, or do you still have evade on every single one?
Yeah, we'll look in a minute. I can't remember.
Okay, okay. 'Cause you were on the show, and I was like, I was trying to
Hint?
talking to people about basically, the build that I've gone with the Scorcher and the Rock Block, and just putting evade on the front one, and then doing evade on. Yeah, we talked about it before, but I just wasn't curious. I was curious what your current situation might be.
Are the mechanics the same as the last range?
Yeah, concept's the same. Yeah,
Okay. So no major changes, and
not really. No.
good. Do these mines hurt if you hit them?
I don't think these ones in this target do, to be honest.
My testing says no. The strategy guide says nothing.
The
Like, that'd
last
be one of
raid,
the things that'd be nice to have official confirmation on, right?
yeah, the last raid, these mines didn't hurt in the auto version of the target.
Talk amongst yourselves. Not exactly the most exciting thing to watch, is it?
And here we see him zooming around the top corner. And now he's standing still.
Yeah, don't run in commentary, mate. That's cool.
He's going into the buildings. Those X1 upgrades are reducing the damage that the enemy turrets deal significantly. That's going to be a big boost to his repair time. Going down the garbage buildings, and there they go. Those drag Thors actually being useful now.
Now the oil slicks, they still provide you a buff, right?
I hope so.
Massive reload buff, huge.
A bunch of radio damage too, I think.
Yeah, the reload buff is massive, though.
I'm over here doing sports commentary. They're about to have computer games on ESPN too.
Oh, really?
I'm laughing.
No.
Well, they did the NASCAR.
ESPN too.
They did
LCS?
virtual NASCAR, right?
No. I don't mean like that. Let me find ESPN's tweet about this. Hang on. From the source. Oh, okay. It's the LCS. The remainder of Spring Sit playoffs and finals. Yeah. The ESPN app and ESPN2 are going to host the North American League of Legends professional series, basically. They're in the middle of the playoffs for their spring season. So they're going to host that because ain't much else on there.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, I heard about there's a bunch of NASCAR personalities. They're getting into streaming. A lot of the F1 drivers are playing a couple of incredibly detailed racing simulators. I think one's called iRacing, where it's so detailed that one of the guys who was one of the best in the world at it, he actually got on to an indie racing team.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. This isn't going too bad. This is better than my stream because it was terrible. I just bull rush everything. This is Hefe's fault, you see. I'm trying to do low damage now.
Yeah,
It's almost instant repair, isn't it? This is almost instant repair.
I mean, the first one is always just you get a feel for the target. You might see other people drive it, but their build might be a little different. They might have different upgrades. Your ping might be
worse drivers.
that's pretty good.
That's pretty close to instant fix. It's got to be, surely.
That looks smooth.
Under 30, isn't it? So 15 to 20. What have we got then? We got 9%. So I've gone for extra ballistic because you can evade most of the radioactive, particularly the next target, but you can't evade the ballistic so easy. So 7% and 9%. 14 minutes.
Nice.
I had 27 minutes as my best run so far, so you have me beat.
So yeah, so that's the build look. No change really to what. In fact, I haven't done a damn thing. I just have
How
4
about your
ballistic
back
plates on mine,
ships?
and the same. They're all the same,
Oh,
mate.
is that? Hold on,
Do
let
you
me
have
put you in
extra
full
ballistic
screen.
on all of them?
I have
You don't
four
have
ballistic.
evade.
I have 4 ballistic on all of them, but that's why I use the evade crew. So
That's interesting.
You don't have an evade on your flag, do you?
nope, they're all the same. Mate, I'm too lazy to change them.
Your flag might not be instant repair. No, it will be.
Well, I'm not bothered. I'm not going to do it anyway. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It's well, we can have a little look. The cruise can last a while, isn't it? Let's have a little. I don't think I'm fixing anything else. But 14 minutes is okay, isn't it? That's pretty good, to be honest. That's
Yeah,
already.
really
So
good.
when I was stacked first go, I did it an hour. Second time I did it in 30 minutes. That's 14 minutes. So that's the third one I've hit. So that's definitely better. So 7. No, you're right. It's not instant, mate. So it's not far off.
Upgrade level.
They're all X1, mate.
Okay, that's what I use.
But yeah, I could probably get around. I'm building ships now, so I'm not bothering. To be honest, this fleet's done, isn't it? Finish this raid and put it away and forget about it.
Yeah, it's not going to be like the last Punisher that we
No, the
loved and used all the
multifaceted.
time. Oh, I love the Punisher.
So 2 minutes on that one. There we go. So while we're just talking about that, did you notice that there was some very handy tokens in here this time, which we haven't seen for a long
Defender
time?
ones?
Yeah,
The which ones?
there's only 2, but the defender ones.
Yeah.
Heather and I are
they're
both.
maxed out at. I mean, I think your limit to hold is 2. So both me and
So I-
Derpy are maxed at 2.
Just make sure I haven't got them already. That's a good point, actually.
Well, you don't, because it shows you can buy them. I
Oh,
don't think-
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you buy one,
I used to have defender tokens somewhere though, but I may not have any more.
I thought I saw a flash buy, because
Garrison.
they're gonna be like the purple ones, I think, aren't they? Up at the top. There we go.
Conqueror.
Conqueror, and then
Defender. Oh yeah, look, I got 6.
no.
Oh, that's just BXP though. For defense.
Okay, yeah, but there's some other. Aren't there other purple tokens that are build tokens that are?
No, I don't think so. I think defender ones are red, but they're like the garrison ones. I think, if I remember rightly, like these
They
ones,
just have a
but
different
they're just
icon.
different shape,
Okay.
as in like the prize pool ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing else there.
Yeah, I think Derpy, you already checked. It's 2, right?
I just have 2 already. So yeah,
Yeah.
So it's
the
2 of 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's annoying, isn't it?
loading it up.
Yeah. Maybe if they up the limit to 5, that would make, or 99 like the Conquerors are.
Yeah, I actually have 6 out of 2. So I'm not sure how I got those 6.
You must have. I don't think we can do that.
Whatever. Yeah. So
It's been a long time since we've even seen a defender. Good defender.
I've seen a couple of good bases. Stop the warhounds.
See, that's the problem with us PvE players. Because we don't
Bless it.
PvE, we don't get to see those bases.
There he is. Look. I forgot it was out there. Right, let's have a look at the 106 then. So this is the one that's got the throwers. Let's remind myself. So there's one at the back here. There's one here. There's another one over here. And there's another one here. And I think there's one at the bottom. Yeah, it's hidden there. Look, be cautious of that one. It's under the building. But it is there. And I think these mines actually do hurt. I can't remember.
Yeah, these would.
So did you mentioned the C word earlier? Does anybody think that a band 20 years ago predicted this what's going on here.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, should I say the band, or does anybody want to guess?
20 years ago. That's not long ago.
No, it's
But
not
it's some people.
I'm sorry, not 20 years ago, 40 years ago.
Oh, that is a long time ago then.
Yeah. Anybody want to guess the band?
Go on. I can't think.
Steely Dan. Anybody know the song?
No.
Nope.
All right.
Definitely not, because I don't even know the band.
All right. I posted it over in the side chat. So, yeah, one of the members who actually went to the high school right next to me when I was growing up.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't think they really predicted this. I think they were talking about a 19-year-old girl, but yeah.
I think it might have been, yeah, but hey.
Yeah, it sort of lines up. Well, the song would have been Hey 19.
Don't know it.
Oh, you know the song if you listen
You'd know it if you heard that.
Yeah.
Can't remember something 40 years ago.
Well, yeah.
Right, someone clarify for me. I think these throwers have got a minimum distance and they can't fire. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I mean,
When you get in close, they stop.
maybe, but from what I experienced in last month's raid, you have to be real close.
It says
Yeah, I
range
mean,
is
when you get in-
95.
Yeah, but it doesn't say there's a minimum range, does it?
It doesn't.
But if
But
you
there's a
notice, they
reload time is crap.
just seem to stop firing, though.
I just went right there.
But the reload time is not impacted by
Oh, that wasn't good. That wasn't wise.
specials are rank, so it's an 8-second reload time.
Oh, our throwers. I'm not so sure.
Move. I'm going to have to take damage probably from this one. Unless I can sneak through that now.
Does this target feel trickier to you, TSM, than the,
Yeah, it's a little bit fussier,
102
yeah.
last raid?
It's definitely fussier. But I haven't got a perfect path yet at all, mate. There's definitely more damage.
How about
if you
the
get-
104? How about the 104?
Further-
Does that seem easier to you?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I haven't got a good path for this yet, I must admit. It's only the third one I've hit, so yeah, that takes a little while, doesn't it?
And also tricky corner because the mines are going to surround you.
Yeah, you've got to be cautious, yeah. So yeah, 7% radioactive taken there, and then 9% obviously ballistic, which is the reason now your throwers are there and you can evade a lot of that thrower stuff, as in drive out of it. That's why I put extra ballistic on. But as Ren always said, it's diminishing returns the more you add. So and the other thing I'm just going to say, I mentioned in the stream as well that I did, is never click the OK button, because right under there is the blitz button, which is not good because it doesn't ask you if you want to. Are you sure you want to blitz? So I always make sure I press the X up the top here.
Good idea.
You press that, and then I've done it twice where I've had a bit of lag and I've hit the blitz button. I've lost 15 coins twice in a row yesterday.
They do that
Really?
on purpose.
Yeah, I'm sure they do it for every
They
event.
do.
That blitz,
They do. Every event, there's something like that.
it's directly underneath, and it should be like a bit further
Same
up,
with
and you
bounty.
can't do it. It's bang out of order, I think. Anyway, half an hour and a free fix.
It's good.
Okay. Well, yeah.
So what's that?
So it's
14.
It's like, well, you got 25 minutes of free fix.
So-
And so it's a couple minutes of ship, right?
So it's not bad, is it?
No.
That's all right. Or we'll get some clean. I'll put one onto that, and then we'll do it clean each time so I can remember. And then we'll go back and do the big one then, which I like. It's fun. I don't know why. I think bigger targets. It's definitely built. If you haven't seen it already, it's definitely built with two people in mind. Although you can easily do with one person, but it's definitely built left and right half. You'll see in a second if you haven't seen it already.
TSM, do you want to try hitting it, both of us, and try a co-op thing live?
Where are you two, mate? You in the sector as well? Yeah. What am I in?
I'm in
19, I
Alpha.
think. I think I'm in 19 somewhere.
I'm in Alpha,
can
so
do.
I should be able to find you.
Somewhere in sector 19. I'm not quite sure where. Hang on, where's the nearest tower? So I'm
You
near
can use-
the
You can use the private comments on this to.
19 west.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really
You
close.
can't
to
really
19.
snipe these fleets anymore, so.
No.
Yeah, well, some people are a little bit more.
I'll do one
sensitive.
straight away, mate, while you're coming over, and then and then we'll do one as a combo.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I'm a little bit sort of northwest of the tower. Oh, there you are, mate. Yeah. Right. I'll just see if no one's touched this one yet. It's still got the thing up. So. There's one directly to your west, mate. Right, let's have a look.
Pepe,
So this
are you
one's
playing
quite
with my
interesting.
microphone?
What?
Are you playing with my microphone?
Well, I'm trying. Yeah, you're getting a lot of weird noises, so I was just trying to figure out who it was. Yeah.
So you can see this one here. Look, it's almost like a center line here, and it's semi-mirrored, but not exactly mirrored. But definitely that is for one person, and that is definitely for another person, without a doubt. And there's gates, look, left and right. I wouldn't advise going through here, but there's definitely gates. And throwers again for this one here. There's one. There's another one at the back somewhere. There's one in the middle there. There's another one over there. I think that's one there as well. And I think it's the same. I think it's this one here. Anyway. So I found out going up here, down there, and then back up around, and then I can go through this gate and then through here. And then basically should hopefully be able to run most of this stuff.
No, somebody else has got the noise.
Is it me?
I'm on mute on my end.
I think it's Lady Cat.
Yeah, I'm probably
Yeah.
still having internet issues.
Okay. Yeah, it was you. It wasn't Derpy. So. Did I accidentally mute more people than I thought?
No, we're just all scared of you now.
How about now?
He's got the button of power.
Oh, wow, no, I'm just testing, like figuring out who because everybody heard the noise.
but-
It was like, and I was just trying to figure out where it was coming from.
Is it Doc?
It was.
I'm using the headset mic mute button on mine, so even though it doesn't show mute on the thing, I'm still muted.
I think it was Lady Cat at one point, so it's all good.
Yeah, my
Big
internet.
ass target, this one.
So how much of an advantage do you think it is by tanking?
I halved my damage by tanking.
Did you?
I was
Okay.
going to say
Yeah.
half damage.
All right. I hate driving that way. That's the reason I
Yeah, me
asked.
too.
I did not like driving that way.
No, but it is about half damage. I mean, I haven't got a strong evade ship at all, but I was too busy building other stuff at the time, so I couldn't be bothered.
I think Ren put out a couple videos already of driving stacked.
Yeah, I did that in the stream right at the start. I did a stack and a non-stack, and it was definitely 50% difference.
Mm.
Right, I'm going to have to go around. I'll go up there, hit those, and then come back. This is a bit messy. So it's a faster target because there's more, obviously, speed up zones. So you just got to be a bit more cautious as to how you're doing that. You can get around these things. They're very predictable. At least they go the same pattern every time. One there. So I'm trying to avoid that. Nah, no chance. Didn't avoid it. Hello, who's this? Oh, it's Derpy. Like, who's watching me? How dare they?
A lot of people watching you. So.
Let those mines dissipate, and then because then I've got a clear path. Then get away, get away, get away. So they're semi-dumbfire, aren't they? Those little launchers, but probably with the drag and drop, you're always. Come on, thank you. You're always in that predicament of something's going to get hit.
I gotta head out. Good luck. Have fun, everybody.
See you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay, Brian.
See you later, mate. Hour and a half. Bit over, maybe. I mean, it could be done a lot better, obviously. But so it's interesting. Look, so it shows only 7% taken. Look, which I think this thing's a lot of rubbish, to be honest, and 9%. So that's the same as the previous one, isn't it? 7 and 9. See, look, right underneath that button there is the blitz. You can see it just highlighted. Look, darn thing. Right, so they'll complete the set. Yeah, thanks for that. 144. Right, okay. Derpy, where are you, mate? He's hiding somewhere.
One at the top right there.
Oh, yeah. Which way are you going to go? You can go left or right?
I'll go right. And
Okay.
let's-
So I'll go top of the screen. You go into the bottom part, yeah?
Yeah.
If you go in and lock and just wait, mate, and then we'll set ourselves up.
Yep. I'm still loading.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Might be
Okay,
loading,
there
but
we
you're
go.
off. You're off.
Wonder if we do our fields stack? Like
That's
our
a good point.
or defense fields. I think they do with the
flag.
Pegasus.
That's a good point.
It'd be way too hard to drive like that, but
It'd be a mess, wouldn't it? But right, so I'll if I go up here and then try and get in the back and then do this, and then you try and do that.
I was
stuff.
gonna go turn to the right immediately.
Oh, you're going down here, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, just go through his mines.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah. So what's the range on these ones? I can't remember. Because I might go up through the center, clip that, come round, and then go that way. Well, that's it.
Yeah, let's
Too much
do
talking.
that.
Too much talking, not enough action. Funny lady cat's there laughing now.
I'm laughing with you, not.
Says a lady with experience.
I hit a mine.
Yeah, I hit one as well. Mate, obviously I've got to look where I'm going, so it's difficult to show what you're up to.
That's fine.
And yeah, because I've got that goddamn thrower at me. Let me kill that thrower off, and then I can pause. Right, that thrower's done. Let's have a look what you're up to. Oh, it's coming for you. Right, you're good.
Careful, you're not taking fire right now.
I think I killed it off. I managed to get out of the way. I think. I'm gonna go down this way, go up through here. I'll hit that mine, but
Now, do you both get
I
the
guess that's a
same
little
amount
bit.
of points?
well, that's what I just want to find out. Is what points do we get?
It's probably for who deals more damage.
Well, I was just about to run into that mine. We're nearly done, so I just run into a bloody mine like an idiot. I'll get the building, and then I think we're done.
Nice.
Well, that could pay off, because look, that's considerably less for me. I don't know how much you got. Let's add the damage up then, shall we?
Tiny bit more than you. Not a tiny bit more. But
So 9% and 9% that time. Oh, get rid of that button. Hit that button there.
I've got 9% on both also.
So my repair is 39 minutes.
And you got 467.
Yeah, so it looked like.
I got
Yeah.
5. I got 536. My repair is an hour 7 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
How many?
So, an hour 7.
And how
You
much
drove
was
better
it
than I
when you
did.
did it by yourself?
But I
When I
think
did
you
by
did.
myself,
144, I think he said.
the first
Mine was
time,
144.
It's 1,000,000 points by yourself. So you guys split the damage points, and then you got the bonus individually.
Yeah, but I got 4 something. You got 5 something. You took a bit more damage, so you must have hit slightly more of the target.
yeah, or drove
Which would make
worse
sense.
or combination, and yeah, the first time I tried this, I got 2.5 hours damage. The second time, I got 1 hour 19 minutes. So
Okay, but go on Cracker 104, 106. And we should both get the bonus, though, shouldn't we?
Right.
Each.
yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Although if I just sat in the corner while you hit that whole thing, I would still get the credit for that target.
Oh, that's a good point.
And that's
Yeah.
So
how
you can have your alliance members sit in the corner of the target.
Yeah, it'd be a bit difficult. There's none of them in this world. They're all way up the way.
Yeah,
I only
that's
jumped
true,
down to
dude.
do the stream. That was a bit jack of me, wasn't it?
But they would also need to have the 104s and the 106 stacked up. So it can't be low-level players unless you're going to feed those to them.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't move now. Oh, well. Unlucky. Right, so hang on a minute. So the first one was 14 minutes. First one was 14 minutes. The second one was, 44 minutes? And then that was 39 minutes if you're going to share it with somebody. But that means you then lose 500, half a million points, don't you? You lose. Is that right?
Yeah.
I got about 500k, isn't it? But I'm getting... What was the damage last time? I've forgotten already. It was 144, wasn't it? Sorry, yeah, it was 144. So it's about half the damage for about half the points, but obviously still get the bonus. So yeah, it's
You're better off hitting the 104 and the 106, it seems.
A little bit.
Yeah. So
yeah, it could be that case. I'm not sure there's a better way of doing them. The 106 particularly. The 106 is the one that needs to be played with, I think.
Yeah.
Just because it's the one with the throwers and the mines definitely do damage and that sort of stuff. So the 104, I think you can just probably get away with autoing it. Definitely, if you're at work, if you have to go out, you can auto definitely that one there and probably do a stack of those, and then just fix them. Oops.
okay, we've been going on for an hour and 40 minutes. Is there something else we should be talking about, or have we covered everything as far as what everybody thinks?
I think we've covered enough for now because we're all anxious to start our raids.
Well, I can't even start my raid for 20 minutes, but
Oh wow,
you know,
been really good. I haven't blitzed it.
not intentionally. So
I think we got everything covered.
okay, and no more.
Yeah, I think
No
you're
more
right.
comments. No more comments in a while. So yeah, I hope everybody is well in the raid, and we'll see y'all on Friday. And hope everybody's does well. And I'll post the link in case anybody wants to join the after show. And yeah, wash your hands. All that good nonsense. So there's the link, and we'll see you on Friday. And I'm still tracking what's going on in Wisconsin. That was dirty pool. And
Good luck, all.
yeah,
Yeah,
good luck,
exactly.
everybody.
Yeah, good night, all.
Good night.